So, Shadowlands, I think it's a great expansion, masterful, in fact, in some regards, or other. It does best is characterization and interactions between characters. Good, evil, sort of upended, and the term unlikely allies becomes rather redundant. That shouldn't sound so suggestive. The titular Shadowlands is the World of Warcraft's Land of the Dead, not Hell, Land of the Dead, where souls go after they expire. When they arrive, they are judged and then dropped into one of four different lands depending on what suits them best, sort of. First, we encounter the Maw. It's basically hell. It's cold, dreary, filled with nightmares, sort of like Ipswich, and it breaks your soul down until nothing of you remains but suffering. So Vretstorp. Then we go to Bastion. It's a place where Kyrians are trained. They are the Valkyria analogues who carry the dead souls of the Shadowlands in the first place. Next, Maldraxxus. It's a place where all undead and similar monstrosities reside. They are the defenders of the Shadowlands. Onwards we go to Ardenweald. That's where the spirits of nature are reborn. For instance, of the dragon aspect, Ysera dies. She is reborn into Ardenweald. Such a weird name called Ardenweald. Anyway, apparently, under some circumstances, they can return to the land of the living if they leave someone behind. Don't give it up. Lastly, there's Reverend Breath. It's a place of vampires. Not Twilight wimpy vampires, we're talking full on OG vampires, gaunt faces, Bela Lugosi imitators, the lot. They're in charge of confronting people with their sins and burning them away. Kind of like a very overdramatic gothic purgatory. Which is my favorite, Maldraxxus. Not only because of the cool aesthetics, everything is disgusting, but because who are the good guys and who are the bad guys? Let's play a little game, shall we? I describe one of the five houses, and you guess whether they are good guys or bad guys. The House of Constructs. They build all the big monsters stitched together out of body parts. Have you made your guess? They are bad guys. Next up, the House of Ice. They are masters of subterfuge, espionage, assassinations. Their agents are mostly ghastly spider people. So, that's right, they are good guys. Moving on to the House of the Chosen. They are the muscle. Big, powerful guys who love to fight. And they are good guys. Next, we have the House of Rituals, doing magic, researching spells, rituals. You know, what do you think? Yeah. Bad guys. Last but not least, the House of Plagues. Busy making slimes, potions, poisons, disgusting concoctions. They make all the little disgusting slimy creatures all over their territory. Written down your guess? Are you sure about that? That's right, they are good guys. Not entirely predictable then. We're not talking allies of convenience. We're talking not villains who happen to have the same goals as the heroes. We're talking real heroes. I mean, protect the innocent, punish the guilty level heroes. Each house is led by a so-called Margrave, who in turn is aided by their barons, and those barons are characters from the history of Warcraft, largely. We also see some historical characters in other places, and they tend to give them important. Tend to. What the hell did I write? They tend to give them the importance they are due. We do get to know and care about these characters. There are many moments throughout the story that gave much food for thought. However, it commits one of the biggest sins in storytelling, perhaps the cardinal sin. The ass pull of all ass pulls. The game at one point tells you that everything that has happened so far in the world, going back to the very first Warcraft game, has all been the plan of the character called the Jailer. Piss off. You didn't think of this guy 30 damn years ago. You just pulled him straight out of your asses. You can't just make a story and decide that a completely new character you just made up was behind all of it. That's bullshit. If you want a character to be a puppet master behind what happens in a story, you have to actually write the story around that to begin with. What if the Harry Potter series ended with a reveal that everything that happened throughout the entire story was a plan of Steve, the evil sorcerer, a character we've never heard of before? Jesus F. H. Christ. Just had to screw it up. Blizzard couldn't do something good. They had to somehow stick their cock in it just like they always do. Damn it. Thanks to that, Shadowland only gets a score of 14. No, mate.